Jamie
Yes.
Jamil Joseph Farah, born in Toledo, Ohio, son of Samuel Farah, a grocer, and Jamila Aboudili Farah, a seamstress from Jibjaneen, Lebanon. Welcome to Arab America, Jamie.
Thank you, Warren. I must tell you, I am honored to be here. As you probably know, I'm very proud of my heritage. I have never kept it a secret. As a kid growing up in my neighborhood back in Toledo, Ohio, even after I had gone to Hollywood and done some movies and television and stage work, I go back to the neighborhood just to see all of my friends, and they treated me just the same way as I was growing up. If they see me, they wouldn't think of me as an actor. They come over and they give me a cuff, hey, Jamil, it's good to see you. And then, of course, they curse at me. I won't say it on your TV, but you know the usual word.
Your family came to Toledo, and your dad ran a grocery store.
Correct.
Was it a typical Arabic grocery store?
No, it was just a regular grocery store. But when my dad and his brother Amin came to Ellis Island, they actually, my dad went to, of all places, Montana, and then they moved to Toledo, Ohio.
What was the Lebanese community like in Toledo at that time?
Oh, it was the best. It was the very best. Going to school, I thought everybody in the world looked like me because the neighborhood was like that. I didn't realize there were blonde people with blue eyes and small noses. But we used to go to school in the morning, and we'd stop by all the houses in the neighborhood to pick up our buddies to go to school, grade school. And the grandmother would be in the kitchen, the smell of that bread. And of course, they'd put some butter on it and put it in the oven and give us some of that to roll up and take with us.
You've worked with so many stars over the decades, and too many to mention, but there are two that stand out with you, and I'm going to let you take it from here. Danny Thomas and Red Skelton.
Red was my mentor. I had done a pilot for CBS. That's the initial of a show that they wanted to sell, and it didn't sell. And Sherwood Schwartz, who was Red Skelton's head writer, Sherwood Schwartz, you'd know him from Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch. He had been Bob Hope's head writer. He became Red Skelton's head writer. Saw the pilot, and he liked the two characters that he saw. My character was named Snorkel, and he had a big nose, and he could smell anything. I wonder how I got the part, right? And then there was the cook. It was a Navy thing. So they were looking for some new characters for Red to play, and they decided, why don't we make Red a cook? We never did a military show. We'll get this kid, who's Jamil Farr at that time, to play Snorkel. And so I did this show with live TV in those days, and the show was a huge success. And from there on in, Red and I were like father and son. He was very, very good to me.
When people hear the name Jamie Farr, it's synonymous with Corporal Klinger
Sure.
at MASH, but little do people know that you served in the Korean War and after the war, and not as a company clerk.
Well, no, but I did not serve in the Korean War. I served in Korea. That's some of the news accounts were inaccurate. I got drafted in 1957. And I took my basic training at Fort Ord, California, and then from there I went to the Army Pictorial Center in Astoria. That was the old Paramount Studios, and I was with Armed Forces Television and movies, and went on temporary duty to Fort Knox, Kentucky for training films, Fort Huachuca, Arizona, and then I got my papers to go overseas.
Is it true that you wore your authentic dog tags on
Yep,
MASH?
yeah, my authentic dog tags on MASH. I guess it was just like a good luck piece for me.
We have a lot of young Arab Americans that will be watching this, and I wanted to see, what would be your advice for young Arab Americans who want to go into the performing arts?
I think the love of the business. In the book I wrote, I said you got to have a passion for it, because certainly it's very difficult to make a living in this business. So, and go out and do it. And don't be afraid to fail. That's the key. The old timers that I worked with a lot of the big names, old timers used to say there was a place to fail in those days. You'd be in vaudeville or burlesque or something, nobody would know you. Today it's harder to do that. I mean, my gracious, with Well, look at us. We're on Facebook and all these other places. People have their own shows on some of these blogs that they have. But don't be afraid to fail. You have to learn somehow.
You know, there's one question that we ask all of our guests. You know, we ask them, what is your favorite Arabic food?
You know, there's so many of them. And there's always a craving, you know, you can have. Obviously, people like kibbeh and kibbeh. But I think probably and I remember this, Metropolitan Saliba invited me to his house when he was still alive. He was in New Jersey, and he said, "What would you like?" And he called me Jamil. And I said, Metropolitan, how about Sheikh al-Mishi? Sheikh al-Mishi. So I like Sheikh al-Mishi, I think.
That's one of the artistic dishes.
Yeah, I love. When I was a kid, I hated eggplant. But as I grew older, I love eggplant. I love baba ganoush or any of the eggplant dishes.
Well, you're quoted as saying that you always wanted to be an actor. You wanted to be a famous actor, and you know, you wanted your hometown, Toledo, to be proud of you. Well, you know, you are a great example of an Arab American. Your hometown is proud of you. Ohio is proud of you. We're all proud of you. We're all happy that you could be here with us on Arab America. Thank you, Jamie, for being our guest.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure.